Welcome back. You're listening to the Nightside Project. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Keary, and we're talking about Utah's expungement law. The legislature stepped into this arena to make some changes, and it's one of those bills that Governor Huntsman signed over the past week that you probably didn't know about.
Yesterday, in fact.
And it didn't get a lot of press attention. It was passed and the governor signed it, but it's the kind of topic that I think deserves to be talked about in public, even if, regrettably, we're talking about it after the fact. We've got a special guest that's joining us now. Matthew Higbee is an attorney who graduated from the University of Utah here, and his legal practice involves criminal expungement. He joins us live on the line. Matthew, thanks for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So let's kind of start from the beginning.
Yeah, I think
I wasn't even aware.
Right. I think the layperson sees this and goes, okay, does that mean that just people are going to have their records expunged completely, and that this just means we're going to have a bunch of criminals among us, but we won't know their records? Or what is this dealing with?
Well, it's dealing with allowing certain people who have gone through the criminal justice system and demonstrated qualities of rehabilitation to allow them to have their record clear so they could reach their potential by doing things like getting student loans that they might not otherwise qualify, able to receive housing that they might not otherwise be able to get, and most importantly, able to get employment that they might not otherwise be able to get.
Yeah. Okay. So if an applicant is able to get his record expunged, it can be a total secret. He doesn't have to tell anybody. And that when he applies for a job, he doesn't have to reveal that he was ever convicted. He doesn't have to reveal anything.
That's correct. Once it's expunged, it's treated as if it never occurred.
Okay.
There are certain exceptions. The law allows law enforcement, schools, and a couple other agencies that have a fiduciary duty to the public or especially children to continue to see those records.
So it appears on a background check.
Right, so even if it's like expunged, that doesn't necessarily mean it's invisible to certain agencies.
Right. The law carves out certain agencies that can continue to see the expunged record.
Okay. Well, we know that capital felonies, first-degree felonies, violent felonies, automobile homicide, and registrable sex offenders are all ineligible. Those stay with you your entire life. What kind of crimes do you most see in your practice dealing with expungement? What comes most across your desk?
In Utah, what we see most would be drug offenses and theft cases.
And are these 18, 19-year-olds that people typically go, oh, well, they're young adults. They're just past that age where they're coming out of their teen years. Maybe they're in high school still. Is it mostly that kind of stuff, or is it really run the gamut in terms of age?
Well, it definitely runs the gamut, but the majority of the cases we see are people who are below the age of 25. But probably the third most common crime we see that wants to get expunged will be domestic violence, and those tend to be people who are 25 and older.
Now explain that a little bit. Is that that's obviously eligible then, and domestic.
If it was a violent felony, it wouldn't be eligible, but other types of domestic violence are eligible for expungement.
Well, certain violent felonies are eligible. The law puts forward some real serious ones that can never be eligible.
Such as?
Mayhem, murder, second-degree murder, I think even some manslaughter, assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the more serious violent offenses that can't be expunged. If you two got in a fight and one of you punched each other and you got arrested for assault or battery, eventually that probably could get off the record.
Well, in this case, it would probably be assault with a deadly weapon.
In Alex's case.
In my case.
He's flexing, Matthew. You can't see him. He's flexing.
I want to know this. If somebody, the thing that I thought first was, if you're filling out a job application, for example, one of the questions that they ask is, a lot of times, have you been convicted of a felony or convicted of a crime? In a lot of cases, you see that question. Does that mean if their record is expunged, can they say no and get away with it?
Correct. That's the whole purpose. That's one of the main purposes of the law.
Huh. So have you been convicted of a felony? Well, yeah, but that was a long time ago, so I'm going to say no. And I've had the record expunged, so I'm going to say no. Are there people who kick back on this and say, no, we want to keep this stuff on the records. We want to make sure that we know who exactly in our community are the people who have committed these felonies or these crimes. Do you have kickback on this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are some public policy benefits to keeping those records public.
Yeah.
But most states feel that there are more public policy benefits that outweigh that would say there comes a point in time where you need to free people of past bad decisions or bad actions and allow them to be more productive and allow them to mainstream into society.
Now, one of the things that we got via text here, a comment that says they support expungement but not repeat expungement. So in other words, you only get one chance to wipe something off of your record. From reading through the new Utah law on this, my understanding is that in Utah, you can receive multiple expungements.
Correct.
Like can you offend, get it expunged, re-offend, get it expunged?
You can on certain classes of offenses.
Okay.
The lower the level of the offense, the more likely you are to be able to get multiple offenses. Multiple expungements.
Right.
Okay.
So that's possible.
So if it's one of the not a big deal crimes, you're more likely to get it.
Correct. The most you can get is, I believe, 4 expungements.
Now, is an expungement, is this an entitlement? Or can a judge look at you and say, you know what, I'm not going to expunge this?
Yes, it is discretionary. The judge could look at it and say, even though you've met the waiting period and even though you are eligible,
you've paid the fine, etc.
I still don't think you're a rehabilitated person. I'm not going to do this. The judges do have wide discretion
even on misdemeanors or what, like Ethan said, kind of the no big deal type of crimes.
I'm not saying misdemeanors are no big deal.
Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you, Matthew, was, and maybe we'll take a break right here. We'll do news, traffic, and weather right here. When we come back, I want to ask you why Utah is so pioneering in this sense. Why are we so? I guess
forward thinking.
Yeah, because the rest of the country, they're kind of behind on this. Isn't that right?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, Utah has, with this new bill, done some forward-thinking things that other states have yet to do.
All right. Well, we're going to want to talk about that when we come back. As unlikely as it may be that Utah is kind of the most progressive state on this, we are. Congratulations, everybody. We're also going to come back with Matthew and talk a little bit about how to start that expungement process. Also, Matthew's been kind enough to agree to take some phone calls. So
yeah,
you got a call on this.
Yeah, you can ask. Matthew, are you willing to kind of grade somebody on their crimes, I guess, to see if they would be eligible at least for something like this?
I would be glad to do that on the air, off the air, anytime any of your listeners want.
Perfect.
They've got a website, too, where you can kind of gauge your eligibility.
Right,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we come back here. You're listening to the Nightside Project.
Wait, hold on. You give out the phone
number. 575-8255 is the call number. That's KSL Talk. 470-5751 in Utah County. 670-5751 in Weber, North Davis counties. If you've got yourself or a family member who might be in the situation.
Or if you just want to ask a question about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter. You want to talk about the ethics of it.
You want to know how you can get your record cleared. We're gonna have that question and answer session coming up on the Nightside Project. Stick around.